Hello everyone, this is Minoxen bringing you a GameReplays.org presentation of the Xin Gaming Minicup Semifinals of the Thunder Lions versus Team Royalty. This is Game 2. It is a best out of 3 matchup. If you are just now tuning in or watching this as a VOD, I'm about to give away who won Game 1. If you haven't watched that yet, etc. in the future, go watch that. But we had... oh God, help me, Onaprayer. I'm forgetting which side was which.
What do you mean?
Who won Team 1?
Was it the Legion team?
Yeah, the Legion team. So that would have been Lion?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Alright, well, there you go. With me babbling all about there. Lion won Game 1. We are in Game 2 now, so if Lion wins this one, they will take this little series here. And if TMR wins this one, then we are going to move on to Game 3. But so far we have the bans coming out. Do you want to cover on the bans here, Onaprayer?
Yeah, sure. We have the Swiftblade, Chipper, Nymphora, Vindicator, Demented Shaman, Hellbringer, and Devourer. The Swiftblade a little surprising, but a lot of teams... so this is what everyone says, that teams don't want to specifically pick heroes to counter Swiftblade because they want to pick their own lineups. So they'll ban Swiftblade just because they don't want to be forced into a lineup that they hadn't planned for. Pretty much. Chipper banned because Swindlemans likes to play him. Also, he's really strong in general, so it's not bad on its own. Nymphora was banned last game or not?
Nymphora was banned, I believe, yes.
Alright.
Yes, she was. I have it marked here. We have Swiftblade, Chipper, Nymph, Thunder, Soulstealer, Hellbringer, and Devo from last game. So Devo being banned again, Nymph, Chipper as well, and Swift.
Remember from our coverage of the Team Royalty games, they actually do like to tri-lane with Nymphora a lot, so... And again, if they like a gank-heavy lineup, Nymphora is just icing on the cake. That's a pretty solid ban over there then. Demented Shaman after last game, I was going to laugh and go about time. And Hellbringer is pretty solid too.
He was banned last time as well. The only oddball out of this bunch from last time, I guess, is Slither, and they had Thunderbringer last time instead of him, I believe. And no Vindicator actually being banned this game as well.
Yeah, let me just see who banned whom. Vindicator was banned by... Why am I not seeing the chat?
Vindicator was banned by Legion.
Alright, so yeah, there we go. They actually banned it and then they first picked Bubbles, so that would definitely be the reason why. They're going to want some really good initiation and they're going to need it for whatever follow-up they're going for. So banning Bubbles, it basically... banning Vindicator. Yeah, which would be direct counter Bubbles is what they're thinking.
Lets him jet in there and do everything without getting interrupted.
Yeah, Hellbringer is banned over on Team Royalty side, and then we actually did have the Soulstealer pickup, which was banned. You said it was banned last game,
it was banned last game. I do have that written down.
Yeah, and now I do remember that, yeah, Josh, well, that's Splits. Josh P is known for a really good Soulstealer. He kind of plays any mid hero really, really well. Any Agi hero. Corrupted last game. He plays really good Arachna. And Soulstealer is right up there with just one of those heroes that you can just farm. Arachna really good last hitter. Soulstealer just general overall beastly farm. Who was it? Nah, I'm mixing it up. He actually had a Forsaken Archer, if anyone remembers, that had like a 30 minutes, a 700 plus GPM or something.
Golly.
It was pretty good. But we should see some fun play.
Yeah, this Legion team's looking fun so far.
Nice.
Torture being picked up on the Hellboard.
So you can go ahead.
Yeah, I was just going to touch on there real quick. I'd like to see the Ophelia. I have been looking forward to seeing a good Ophelia in so long. More often than not, when I do see her, it's some bizarre oddball pick, and they never really fulfill my hopes and dreams. So, it's going to see Ophelia in this. The Legion does get a singular ready up there pretty well. I think they had one person already ready. But we have Bubbles, Ophelia, Valkyrie, Arachna, and Tempest. So they have 2 jungle-ready heroes there. Not sure how they're going to work that. The one time I had seen that, they sent one of them up to the Hellborn side. I doubt that we'll be seeing that this game, as that's pretty risky. But going with Arachna as the hard carry. Did she get any tweaking recently, or is that just...
Yeah, one of the
Oh, that's right, her magic damage with her web shot, right?
Yeah, it's like Viper now. I don't know if the damage is the same, but it's pretty much... everyone was debating whether or not she was a Drow Ranger remake or Viper. Everyone said Viper, which The only thing different was the fact that, well, the ultimate is pretty much the same, except she has a spider, which is appropriate considering she's a spider, or an arachnid, anyway. Yeah, so now she has the damage on her web shot, which is well deserved. I'm actually gonna say yeah, considering the fact that she was nerfed pretty heavily. Her carapace was nerfed, her strength was nerfed. I think her agi gain may have been nerfed as well. She received quite hefty stuff going down the line. So
Whoa.
now that she
Okay, sorry, that just surprised me. I'm
what
looking forward to
is
that for
love?
sure.
Baby, no. I like this. I like this game right now. They got like Torture and Rampage, which are two of my favorite heroes that never see the light of day. They're like permanently in a ditch somewhere, waiting for someone to like pull them out.
I saw a really good Rampage today, so I'm really hyped up to see him in here. And mentioning Rampage, we will go ahead and go over the Hellborn team here. We have Rampage, Soul Stealer, Torturer, Kraken, and Andromeda so far. And I guess that's all that it's going to be. Not really so far, but... So what do you think of that lineup there? I mean, you enjoy seeing Rampage and Torturer, of course. They got Soul Stealer. They're going to be playing the obvious mid. Kraken has a good lane presence, and then Andromeda for the classic support.
Yeah, thing is, I'm wondering about the tri-lane. They're gonna have dual melee potentially. I wonder if they're gonna solo Torturer, since Torturer really could use levels. But then again, Torturer with a good stun at level 1 is pretty much. I think they changed it. Yeah, Torturer's stun. It used to be increased duration per level, but it now does a steady 2-second stun, throughout. Just the damage increases per level, so really nice buffs going out. So even at level 1, you'll get a 2-second stun coming out from Torture, which is, incredibly long. As for their laning, I thought they were going to put a solo Tempest, but then Tempest got the Courier, and I figured Nymphora was going to be jungling, because we have seen solo lane Tempest with those minions. It does a pretty nice job solo versus solo. But it looks like they're actually going to go a different route over here.
You could say that. Ophelia camping it out up here on the Hellborn side so far, sitting in those little woods there, looking all cute. And yeah, it's definitely a different lineup than what I had going in my head. I mean, I didn't think it too heavily there, as we see Kraken and Andromeda going to be going into the Legion woods here, being spotted by this ward. Andro going to be throwing out the counter pull ward here to stop them from getting this pull taken care of. There it is. And likewise was not done by the Legion so far. She does have a ward. Ophelia does have a ward there to throw out. I'm imagining she's waiting to see some folks in lane or wait till the creep wave shows up so she'll be sure she's going to be okay, or not. She's
yeah,
no,
really
she's
nice
going to be
job
doing
by
it here.
Legion. Yeah, if you actually saw, Tempest went ahead and put down both of his wards earlier on, so he just spotted both wards placed by the Hellborn team, so whenever he wants he can buy those counters, and he knows exactly where they are, so pretty good job. We do have the counter wards coming out from Ophelia. Really nice job. What they're doing is basically taking control of both jungles and putting the Hellborn team on edge. I really like what they've done. Their execution's pretty solid both games. Last game it didn't quite work out, only because it was one of the largest wrenches I've seen in a fairly long time thrown into the mix over there. But in middle we do have the Arachnid going against Soul Stealer. Arachnid should dominate, but let me see the pings actually. I forgot to check last game, but being from Brazil, let's see. Mid ping would be 188 versus, where do we have that over there? Show yourself. 93. So basically double the ping in mid, but they're used to it, so it's not really as much of a difference as you might think.
What do you think of this bubble sitting up here just trying to get some XP at max range here while Ophelia runs around and does the jungle here and the Hellborn side?
He's relaxing. That's an obvious spot. Every time, if they would actually care to find him, that would be the first place they would go and look, because that's the easiest place to hide out, where you can leech experience. Ooh.
Sorry, I caught that at the very end, so hopefully our streamer's a little bit faster on the camera than I am, but Soul Stealer does go down to the Ophelia, who decided to make her way out of the woods there from the Hellborn side and get a jump on. Oh, and they found the Bubbles. I guess they finally decided, you know what, where is that Bubbles? Let's find that pesky little fellow. And they found him, so now he's being forced to get back into the shape here and maybe go back into lane. Is he just so afraid to go into lane here because of the disables from that rampage, combined with torturer there?
Oh yeah, Rampage Bash does so much damage. And it's pretty scary. And then of course Torture, Stun, way too much damage for him to risk. He's just gonna hang out as much as possible. Rampage Charge actually coming through.
Oh yes, it is coming through there, and the taunt coming out as well onto that Ophelia. Man, there we go. The smackdown coming out. Torturer maybe going to be going down to Bubbles, but no, not unless Bubbles is feeling a really good tower dive, which probably he shouldn't have even chased quite as far as he did here. He doesn't have enough mana for another Shell Surf, but luckily the Catman champion proving to be quite the champion and scaring them back into lane. So I guess right now we're sitting at 1-1. Experience minorly in the Legion's favor, but I would assume that's because they have the jungle advantage so far going out here.
Yeah. I'm just going to throw out the basic synergy between Hellborn team right now. You have your Kraken ultimate followed with Torture Stun, huge AoE, followed with huge AoE by Soul Steal. That's pretty obvious. What Rampage does in this is, well, basically, of course, he's early game to mid game. He can charge anywhere on the map, and pretty much now that he has magic immunity, oh, did he just go ahead and steal all that?
Well, yeah, he did. That was actually really brilliant. Ophelia used her Catman to run through there and did his stomp AoE to do a little bit extra damage, and Bubbles threw out the Shell Surf to collect all of the coins. And now Bubbles is unfortunately... Oh, a nice dodge going out there. Unfortunately, he does eat the stun from Torturer, and I'm not sure that he's going to be able to make it back to tower. The taunt comes out and was not landed, but it definitely was enough for the kill. And bottom, we have stuff going out here. Valkyrie going to try and leap away, but unfortunately stopped to swing, went down herself, so we have a 2-for-1 exchange going out bottom. Valkyrie and Tempest going down in exchange for that Andromeda, so I'm sure that Kraken is grinning from corner of beak to beak, as it were. So he's enjoying himself. Soul Stealer actually bumping into Ophelia. He's in Viz here, so he's pinging her, trying to get a little bit of... I don't know if he'll get help. Yeah, here we go. Here's some help coming in. We have Andromeda.
Well, she's stuck.
Yep, and she is screwed. And they do go ahead and get the courier out of there as well. Luckily, the minor totem of Arachna now laying on the ground. She refuses to pick that up. There it is. But that was unfortunate. Yeah. Just pure luck there. I think that Soul Stealer happened to go in there and bump into him and got the perfect block out.
Yeah, the only problem is what they've done. They've pretty effective execution, what with gaining control of vision and everything. But the only problem is they've actually seeded both lanes. They're like, we're giving you guys unlimited farm in both lanes, and we're going to win based on the fact that our junglers are going to come in and dominate you. And thus far, that hasn't actually worked. So in addition to feeding, well, not really feeding, but in addition to giving up a few costly kills, they've actually given the greater farm to the Hellborn team right now. And that may cost them. Over on the Legion team, they don't exactly have the best synergy. I mean, you see Tempest ultimate, but the follow-up isn't as strong. I mean, you have... decent initiation by Bubbles, which would set up a nice Tempest ultimate, but no really heavy damage coming out over there. So it was just the fact that they have really good pushing power. They wanted to gain some momentum, group up with Tempest and Ophelia, and push down the lane pretty fast. But without actually winning right now, they've kind of set themselves really, really far back. I don't see what they can do to pull it off unless Arachna gets a beastly farm.
Yeah, that's going to be a challenge here, given what they're lined up against. Arachna, being that she is, at least anytime I've ever heard her mentioned, she is classified as a hard carry. So does that give her any bit of an edge over like a Soul Stealer combined with some of these other folks he's got on his team late game? I mean, obviously she can't carry the entire team versus that entire lineup, but Arachna can be a beast when it gets to late game.
Yeah, the only problem is Soul Stealer will out-farm her. Most definitely. The only thing that would give her the edge is if she managed to get a few kills over Soul Stealer, but you can't really. I mean, unless she dances pretty well. If she tries to ultimate Soul Stealer, he'll just turn around and nuke her a few times, and that'll be the end of that. So in this matchup, Arachna's pretty at a pretty big disadvantage, and in the farming game, Arachna's at a pretty big disadvantage too. So definitely a harder carry, just slower to get those items.
Yeah, sorry, I was watching Ophelia. As Ophelia is currently level 3, she did receive a little bit of attention in that last rebalancing. I believe is how S2 is saying it, or whatever they would call it. But what was it that she received exactly? Can you recall? I want to say she did get something, didn't she? Oh, her creeps get speed bonus now, and there's a few other small tweaks here and there, I think.
Yeah, the most noticeable was to the command. I forgot whichever ability gives her the creep control, which is
Yeah,
command. It now gets charges on it. So, oops, action and dead.
Oh God. Yeah, that's action, all right. And that Catman champion trying to do something here. Oh, a nice Tempest ultimate coming out. Yeah, apparently drawing the ooze from Onaprayer as well, so that was very impressive. The Catman soldier did his stomp out away. It's like he purposely walked away from Kraken to do that, so I'm not sure why. But they are going to go ahead and pick up the kill on this Kraken. There's no Hellborn that's going to be in any range to save him here. And the question is Arachna going to be picking it up? Yes, she does. So that is definitely good news for her.
Yeah, pretty tanky though. He actually rushed Helm of Black Legion over Boots, considering the fact that he can charge into a situation. It's not the end of the world. You know, he doesn't really need that. What was I going to say before that? Right, so...
Oh! 5-second arrow just barely missing on that Soul Stealer. And the nice little bit of dancing, as you had mentioned there, that would be required going out from Arachna. They do go ahead and pick up Soul Stealer, but they do, you know, they lose Valkyrie for it. And I think, you know, as far as apples to apples go, I would make that trade, but what do you think?
It's apples and oranges, not joking. Yeah, definitely fair. Valkyrie didn't even have to go in there. She kind of just leaped in. Solstiel was already in the, you know, in his death throes, and then Valkyrie kind of joined him in death. So, all right. In sickness and in health, till death do us part, or something. Or...
I did not know that they'd changed those vows.
Yeah, who knew? Suicide pacts. I'm sorry, I'm totally going on like I'm creeping people out right now. I was going to say that the command on Ophelia got changed, and so now she gains charges, and if you lose all your creeps, you can just run through the jungle and pick a few up in a shot, so that's pretty sweet.
Yeah, that definitely gives her a little bit more versatility there, to where it's not like once you, OMG, I lost all my creeps, now my effectiveness has dropped to like a -5. You know, now she does have that little bit of capability to come back into the fray. And I like the speed bonus, talking like Smock, bonus that she got there on her creeps as well. That'll give him a little bit more opportunity to land those stuns and maneuvers there. God, this Kraken just tanking like Tanky McTankerson. And gonna be just gutsily running towards the Legion side for his escape. That's just, wow. Valkyrie gonna throw out the long bomb stun arrow, missing, unfortunately, and take cover, being taken nicely there from Bubbles, but Torturer's there to clean up afterwards. Did Kraken cancel his TP?
I don't know. I would assume so, since he had it on him, and then
he's already back here. So, oh, there was a Valkyrie still back there.
He must have been waiting for mana or something, because he had quite a while to get out of there.
Yep.
Up at the top, looks like Tower's going to go down easily. I want to just see the skill build from Rampage. He actually went for 2-4-1-1.
And speaking of Rampage, yeah, he's trying to do some work here onto this Tempest. Jeez. Look at him go.
That was a nice job. He's going to pay.
Yep.
He actually used his minions to deny that tower, so.
Well, hey, you know, I guess that he paid for his transgressions against Rampage. His Rampage got all rampagey and trampled all over him. But yeah, we have Rampage picking up a Helm of the Black Legion, his Marchers, Mana Battery, of course, and Ring of the Teacher there. I haven't seen Rampage really much at all, so is this what you would expect? I can see the Helm of the Black Legion real obviously, and the Marchers. What do you think he's going to go for that Ring of the Teacher? Is he going to go ahead and go up for Abyssal at some point here?
He may go, because Rampage, once he gets tank items and he gets into the fight, you want to make yourself as useful as possible. Abyssal Skull would be decent. I think he got it. Well, earlier on, he definitely got it just for the fact that it gives, you know, some regen, armor, a decent attack. It's pretty. I would say it's even a core item that every hero should get. Just the bonuses you get from it, it's really worth the cost. But that's, I will see. But I wouldn't be surprised if he got an Abyssal Skull just for the support aspect of it. Tank-wise, he'll probably go for either vestments or maybe he'll get a full-on headdress. Middle looks like it's going to go down, but they're putting up a defense and it's going to be in deny range soon.
But the Vulture Lords with the Plated Greaves bonus was enough there to go ahead and get that. Unfortunately, though, Arachna and her teammates were not swift enough in their retreat. Yeah, now we see Tempest go down to the Kraken charge, and... oh, they picked up the other one, too, there, didn't they? They got Ophelia. So, yep, 3 for none going out. They did get the tower. That's a little bit of a silver lining, I suppose, for the Legion team. But not really that bright of a silver shine there, I would say.
Stream
Yeah,
can't hear me, but Tempest used ult.
Oh, did he? I did not see the Tempest ult go out, but Trisk was mentioning that Tempest did get it out. Did not see it go down. So I'm guessing he flubbed it then, Trisk?
Yeah, he cast that as he died.
Oh, he cast it right as he died. Okay, alright. My bad for not mentioning that. But yeah, it is down now, and it would be kind of nice to have had it so he could have cast it while they were in tower range. But instead, now that they're all back up, they will be swiftly going back to where they were. Ophelia, Valkyrie, and Tempest all going down for the second round here, as they had their middle tower pushed in while we were discussing the Tempest ultimate situation. So yeah, they lost 3 players, got a tower, lost a tower, and then lost 3 players again. So I think that's... I'm not so good on Han hero death math, but I think that means that the Hellborn's winning.
Yeah, I would say so. And Arachna has Steam Boots, a Quick Blade, gonna go for a Geometer Bane most likely. Oh, nothing really she could go for besides for that. Could go for a Nullfire Blade, but that wouldn't be the case. Getting charged though actually goes right past. Wow, he's just...
He's
where
busy.
is he going?
He's going somewhere. Where the hell is he going? Oh, he broke it off there. Kept his speed boost going at the last bit there to get him back in lane. He actually picked up an Elder Parasite, which I can understand as well. Not the direction I was expecting for him to immediately be going in, but makes sense, I guess.
No, not really. But
No?
I think at this point...
Well, I was just
he
thinking for
doesn't
DPS
really
was
care.
his main thing, that he's wanting to charge in there and put his horn where people didn't want it.
Yeah, the aura from, well, the Spirit Breaker in, well, I'm just going to be throwing it out there, well, I shouldn't even, but basically, maybe I should only because this might help my argument, but action at bottom potentially. I'm just going to wait, I'll hold off on that.
Yeah, the Rampage charge is going out. I'm not sure who he has it casted.
5-second arrow on Kraken.
Oh, very nice, but not really going to matter much here, as the Legion team is already the majority of them all halfway dead here. Tempest going down, Arachna's going to be falling, gets snagged. Very quick reaction time coming out from Rampage there. Grabbed him, went for a ride, took him on a ride on the pain train.
No. The fight between Andromeda and...
Oh,
yeah.
and I see now. Oh my god. Oh boy. Oh, so close. 7 out of 9. Oh, I'm sorry I missed that. Hopefully the streamer caught that. But yeah, that's entertaining. But wow, that Rampage, he's playing pretty nice so far. It's a shame that it's not a little more balanced game. I would love to see, you know, what potential he has much later, since really he's just kind of like a run and gank type style hero.
Yeah. The potential later is that now he can actually charge in magic immunity, so he can immediately bind someone.
I did love that change, by the way.
Yeah,
for
I was
Rampage.
waiting for it since he had it originally. They got rid of it, and now they finally added it back.
I was like tree
So
walking, and yeah, I don't know. But
Yeah, well, they got rid of that, and they finally made his pathing's really bugged. Whenever you charge someone now, it's like you have to position yourself so that your charge doesn't take you through weird places that you don't want to go. It's a little annoying, but that's a story for another day, I suppose. Yeah, so Spirit Breaker in Dota, it was a random number, generator on his bash.
17%, or was it less than that?
Ooh dear, Arachna, yeah.
Yeah. This Rampage he's putting his horn everywhere.
Wow. Tempest tried ultimate and got bashed, so, yeah. Yep.
I think that this game may well be on its way towards its end. Its violent and brutal end, as the the Legion do call out for a vote to concede. And if they do go ahead and concede this year, then that would mean that Lion would win the semifinals, correct? All right, well, as we do go ahead and see the concede go out, a 7-24 game, ending in favor of the Hellborn. Team Thunder Lions winning this best-of-3 matchup, taking 2 games to none. Do you have any ending thoughts before we go ahead and move out of here on a prayer?
Nothing at all. I like the fact that Team Royalty is going for alternative strategies. The only thing is that it hasn't exactly worked out. Like, their execution initially, like, they're going about it the right way. It's just the fact that if they don't execute it, the way they want, it'll, just entirely end the game for them. Like, them not getting the kills pretty much means it's over because their lanes weren't farming because, they were down a lane partner in each top and bottom both. So,
well, it's definitely a gamble.
I like it. Yeah.
But hey, anything new does require a little bit of experimentation there, and it does take a little bit of a gamble. So, kudos to Team Royalty for trying something a little bit different, and I am definitely glad to have seen Torture and Rampage, although it was a very short game. So yeah, I guess ending here, I will say this has been a GameReplays.org presentation of the Xin Gaming Minicup Semifinals. Thunder Lions winning out versus Team Royalty in a best-of-3 match, 2-0. Thank you all, and we will catch you next time.